Hey, hello, how are you all doing? I hope everyone's doing well. My name is Natalie and I am an intuitive tarot reader who comes from a very long bloodline of psychic Italian women. Now, I come on here to do collective readings. I also chip into the Twin Flame Collective often. Today, I'm doing a collective reading for you. Okay, now before I get started, there's two things I want to mention really quickly. If you want to watch this video in full, my readings do tend to go on for at least 30 to 40 minutes because I'm super nosy. Then head over to my YouTube channel because I upload them all in full in there. Okay, so in order to do that, just head to my TikTok profile. Under my picture, you'll see an actual YouTube tab. Click that and it will take you directly to my YouTube channel. If you're feeling extra kind, lovely and supported today, please consider hitting that subscribe button for me, as it really does help in my channel's growth. The second thing I want to mention is a lot of you are aware that I have started to do 11:11 readings, okay, private readings. So it's £11, 11 pence for a reading that lasts around 11 minutes. If you've purchased one recently, you'll know it does. Some of them do tend to go over. So depending on, obviously, if I feel there's more energy to pull, I will continue. I won't just end it on 11:11. But I aim to get those out in 48 hours. And tomorrow, I literally have a completely full day free. My little one is at her dad's tomorrow. So if you do book this evening or even tomorrow early enough, you will probably get your reading tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, the latest, okay? Now, in order to book that, just head to my TikTok profile. There is a link for Etsy. It's called the Tarot Heart. Click that and it literally directs you straight to the booking to book your reading. Any questions, feel free to send me a message, okay? So, collective reading. What does a collective need to know? We have the Ten of Swords. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, give me one more. Give me one more, please. Okay, right. So it's Ten of Swords first. Knight of Pentacles, the Empress. We have an Eight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So, clearly what I'm seeing here, which is amazing really, because there's only like 4 cards I'm seeing here, but straight away I can see a complete final ending to a situation. Okay. Now, this situation at hand is obviously linked to matters of the heart because my tarot readings are based on love, romance, relationship readings, okay? So there seems to have been a connection here that's come to quite a brutal, abrupt ending. No, not even abrupt, to be honest, because 10 of Swords is telling me that actually somebody fought for this connection. Somebody kept giving the benefit of the doubt. Somebody kept showing up. Somebody kept trying, despite the fact that they were constantly being stabbed in the back by these swords. Okay, so not an abrupt ending. I feel like this happened after quite a lengthy amount of time. 10 weeks, 10 months, 10 years, right? Could be significant, may not. But nonetheless, 10 in tarot does symbolize endings. So we see a relationship or a connection that has come to an end here. There was a lot of pain. There was a lot of hurt. So we're going to dig deeper and see what this is all about. Now here we have a Knight of Pentacles heading straight towards an Empress. Okay, you can clearly see the Knight of Pentacles heading towards this Empress. So I want to say that we have a masculine energy here who is really contemplating or slowly moving forward towards the Empress, because the Knight of Pentacles in particular is a slow moving knight. Okay, there's 4 knights in tarot. 2 are slow moving, 2 are fast moving. This particular knight is slow moving. So slowly approaching this Empress energy, which is a feminine energy, holding a pentacle. What is a pentacle? The pentacle is all about stability. Okay. Now, again, when it comes to love and relationship readings, for me, this is more of a masculine coming in to offer a chance of stability. And what I mean by that is perhaps a fresh start or even a more significant offer. An offer that brings about commitment, okay? So it could have been here in the past if you were dealing with somebody who, you know, there was a lot of upset between you and this person, but you felt as though they were never very committed or they didn't really show up for the connection or show up for you. Then they're like wanting to come back in, you know, with a different approach here. But we definitely have a feminine here who is looking good, smelling good, very strong, very independent. This is a feminine who knows their worth. Okay, this feminine knows their worth. Now, I feel as though this hasn't come without heartbreak. This hasn't come without pain. That's often what we see when we reach that kind of status. It's because we've been through the worst, right? And it hasn't been easy to get to this place, but nonetheless, the feminine in this storyline in particular is in a really good place at the moment. Now, I want to say with the Eight of Cups here, from what I'm feeling, and for the fact that it's the masculine approaching the feminine, I think the feminine decided to leave the connection. The feminine turned their back on the connection because they felt as though their cups weren't being emotionally fulfilled here at all. Okay. Now, with the moon being here present as well, there is an element of the feminine being guided through her intuition, or through their intuition, right? Through their own spiritual mentors, whether that's spirit guides, ancestors, whatever you want to name it, right? So they listened to their gut and they moved forward. Okay. We have the Hanged Man in reverse. So someone who was trying or seeking a new perspective on something almost has that perspective now. We have the Lovers that's flipped there. Give me one more, please. Okay, we have the Death and we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, right. Let's pop you over here. Okay, so as I was saying, Hanged Man is in reverse. So there was somebody within this connection, and I am going to go deeper. You know what I'm like with my mini Rider-Waite to clarify this all. There's somebody here who was trying to gain a different perspective on the situation. Okay, perhaps a different perspective of the other person. But there was definitely an energy within this connection who almost took a step back, or 10 steps back, withdrew, and almost kept themselves in a very stuck energy. And the reason for that really was because I want to say they were almost observing from afar, so perhaps observing the other person, seeing, what they were up to, or what they would be like during the separation. There's also an element here of can I trust this person? So somebody definitely operated differently through fear. Okay, fear is what caused them to take those steps back and kind of try and gain a new perspective on this. Okay, now we do have the Lovers here, so I'm wondering if the new perspective is that somebody has now realized that actually the connection they shared with the other person was something incredibly special, divine and spiritual. Okay, when we see the Lovers, we think automatically to twin flames or soulmates. Okay, so a connection that's specifically been brought into your life to awaken you, or to get you to either end a past toxic cycle and embark on a new one. As I say that, I've just realized what two cards are next. Right, Death, the Wheel of Fortune. So somebody has come to the realization now that the other person was brought into their life for them to gain a whole new perspective on perhaps love, romance, life in general. Whoever this is, and again, I will hopefully clarify whose energy this is, they're looking at the other person in a completely different light now. They're looking at this connection in a completely different light, okay? They were brought into this person's life, and they were almost, it's almost like a gift from the universe, to try and awaken them, to get them to, again, look at things from a different perspective, perhaps to somebody who has suffered a lot of pain in the past, or, through trauma, has almost learned to view life through a set of lenses that actually, aren't real. But, if we're dealing with somebody who's dealt with a hell of a lot of trauma, they're almost kind of programmed to think or look at things from that perspective, It's quite difficult when you're dealing with someone who's had a very traumatic life, for them to see things from a different perspective. That's when obviously you then look into professional help, like therapists or counsellors and stuff, right? But yeah, it's almost like this connection was definitely, it came about to end something wasn't working here, because I feel as though with the Wheel of Fortune being here present, I mean, obviously the Wheel of Fortune is good, it's good karma, it's a new cycle beginning, it's the wheel turning in your favour. But the fact we've got the Lovers, the Death and the Wheel of Fortune, and the Hanged Man, so that's 4 major arcanas here, this bottom row. I mean, that's powerful energy. That's really powerful energy, and it's very divine as well, I want to say, with the major arcanas out here. But yeah, definitely something had to end here. Something had to end. A new cycle needs to begin. And it's almost like somebody has finally awakened or succumbed to their feelings or emotions about the other person. So wow. Quite profound. Okay, so let's go forward and just clarify all these messages here. Let's see if we can get some more insight into who is carrying what energy, and see if we can get a deeper meaning behind, what is to come in the future. So tell me more about the Ten of Swords, please. Ten of Swords, something came to a brutal ending. Okay, we have the Sun, which is literally the complete opposite energy of the Ten of Swords, right? Ten of Swords is like, bam, swords in your back, blood, it's painful. And then the Sun's like, da da da, sunshine and happiness and warmth and healing in a child. So completely conflicting energy there. But let's get one more. Give me one more for that Ten of Swords, please. Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Four of Swords. Right. I can see what's happened here. So something has, a connection has come to an abrupt ending here. I'm being called to pull these as well. Okay. We have a feminine here who was left in the dark, completely left in the dark, as to actually, I think, what the masculine was feeling or thinking or even perhaps going through at the time. Okay, so Ten of Swords is being clarified by that Sun energy, which is really positive, and in the Wheel of Fortune, which, as I spoke about, is a brand new cycle beginning. It's a good karma that's been accumulated here. I want to say whoever was the one to, and I feel strongly it's the masculine, but whoever was the one who had to gain a new perspective on things here, almost sabotage the connection on purpose, right? And hear me out. We see a masculine who quite clearly is viewing the feminine here as an empress, which for me is like a goddess vibes, right? You can't get any better than an empress. If a masculine is viewing a feminine in this light, they're literally so high up on a pedestal. So why would they sabotage something that actually, or a connection with somebody who they view so highly? Why would they do that? It doesn't make sense, does it? Now, it's almost like, I want to say, because I'm again with the Sun and the Ten of Swords, it's very conflicting energy, with the Wheel of Fortune being here present as well. It's like this connection as a whole made the masculine incredibly happy. I want to say, like, made them feel things they perhaps had never felt before or hadn't felt in a long time, because the Sun speaks about healing inner child as well. So there was something very special about this connection that healed this masculine's inner child. It made them feel happy, it made them feel safe, it made them feel comfortable. With the Sun, it's very positive, it's warmth. The child is riding the white horse. There's an element of just purity here with the white horse. The inner child being healed here. The sunflowers being present to show that actually the connection was helping in heal certain things, traumas, situations, But that obviously freaked the masculine out, because it's almost like they knew that was what this... How do I explain this? Right. They felt that the connection was special from the beginning. They knew it, they felt it. They sabotaged it because they didn't quite understand it. Perhaps they'd never had or experienced a connection like this before. But obviously, when you're dealing with somebody who has lived a big chunk of their life viewing things a certain way, doing things a certain way, behaving in a certain way, change is scary. Change is scary for anybody, no matter what age you are, okay? But when you've actually met somebody who not only heals your inner child, but with that inner child healing brings up that past trauma from perhaps childhood or adolescence or what have you, it can terrify the other person. The person who requires the healing, it can absolutely petrify them, to the point where, and I see this a lot, self-sabotage happens. So I feel as though they really did sabotage the connection, mainly because there was a fear of actually moving forward because moving forward and allowing the opportunity of healing to take place was incredibly scary for them and probably uncomfortable as well. So that's what I'm seeing there. Oh yeah, I forgot about these. Yeah, not somebody, because I can see here it's the feminine. The feminine in this storyline is showing up as a Queen of Cups. So somebody incredibly loving, somebody incredibly nurturing, somebody incredibly forgiving and patient and kind. The Queen of Hearts wears their heart on their sleeve, okay? So if you're pairing a Queen of Cups with somebody who has suffered a great deal of trauma, they're not used to the Queen, or, the type of love or support that a Queen of Cups, could give. So the Queen of Cups is probably coming in, really showing up for them, really showing up for the connection, really being the loving, kind, nurturing kind of energy that they are. And because it's very unfamiliar for this person, they sabotage it. Now, I feel as though this Queen of Cups, the feminine in this storyline, was definitely kept in the dark about a lot of things here, okay? Because I can almost feel and see here with the Four of Swords that the masculine perhaps pulled back, put themselves into solitude, so they didn't really engage with the feminine, they didn't really engage in the connection. They may have even slowly ghosted or completely ghosted the connection. I'm definitely seeing like Five of Pentacles in my mind. But yeah, there's like an element of, it's really quite sad actually, because like I said, the relationship, and it seems the feminine as well, made them feel incredibly happy. And it's almost like they knew to an extent they were sabotaging the connection, but that didn't make them feel happy. That didn't make them feel comfortable. That kind of threw them into this very sad, down and depressive state, right? So yeah, very sad. Very sad. Right, let's just give this a bit of shuffle. Tell me more about this Knight of Pentacles, please. Emperor. Okay, so they're definitely feeling more stable. I mean, obviously the Knight of Pentacles is the slow approach back towards the feminine. Oh, okay, right. Yeah, I mean, this is understandable, right? This is completely understandable. So it does seem as though, yeah, they're very much on the defense here. Right. We see the Knight of Pentacles heading towards the Empress. Very slow, but more stable. They've gained a different perspective, so there's almost that element of wanting to explore the connection with the feminine because of the new perspective that they've gained here. The Emperor showing that they're feeling a lot more stable now. Okay, now if you realise, we have the counterparts here. We have the feminine showing up as the Empress, we have the masculine showing up as the Emperor. So this is showing me here that actually now they're heading back, or wanting to head back towards this Empress. They're almost matching the Empress's energy. Okay, so in the past, if you feel like, if this is your storyline, this is resonating with you and you are the feminine, if you felt you gave more to the connection, or you showed up for the masculine more, perhaps you were fully committed and you felt they weren't, there's an element of them wanting to come in to match your energy. So they're almost acknowledging the fact that you did give a lot to the connection. And it's almost like, I want to give back. Let me show you, right? Now, this isn't going to come easy, because I can see here the feminine is pretty pissed. Pretty pissed with the Queen of Swords, right? So we've gone from the Queen of Cups, which is like, all fairy love and light, and, love and romance and chivalry and old school and, all that lovey-gooey stuff, straight to the, yeah, but I have boundaries. Which, to be honest, is good, because with the Queen of Cups, you tend to see and find a lot of people take advantage of a Queen of Cups kind of energy, because they're just so lovely, they're so kind, they're so loving. They would literally give their all to anybody if they felt they deserved it, right? So to turn a Queen of Cups to a Queen of Swords, you have to do something quite major to get them to be like, absolutely not. Like, they will give you benefit of the doubt time and time again. They will give you chance after chance. They will allow you to come in, acknowledge, take accountability, and apologize for your behavior. But if those behavioral patterns continue and there's no change, the Queen of Cups will get to a point where they just completely cut you off. That sword is sharp. The sword is sharp. The words can be sharp also, okay? Queen of Swords is different from the Queen of Cups in the sense of they're a lot more straightforward with their words, their intentions, the way they deliver their words and intentions. And also, the sword is the boundary. The sword is the wall, right? So the masculine I see has every good intention to start moving back towards the Empress. I think perhaps because it's fallen on their energy and their intentions, it's like they are aware that it's not going to be easy. They are aware that the Queen of Cups, their Empress, is now in that Queen of Swords vibe with them. So they're acknowledging that. Okay, now over here we have the Five of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, and the Judgment. Okay, now again, this came out with the masculine's intentions and energy, so I'm going to say this is their energy. They actually have suffered a great deal during the separation. There's, I don't know, like a state of depression, a state of almost grieving the loss of the connection, or grieving the other person in the connection. Five of Cups is a very sad, down and out energy, which does link in with that Four of Swords. You know, I said the solitude, the withdrawal. It's very much linked to that. But we have the Ten of Pentacles here and the Judgment, which is, I want to say, during the separation, the masculine was always being guided to look at things from a different perspective. And it does seem as though they've listened to their intuition here, because they have gained a new insight, a new perspective on the matter. But definitely their own spiritual mentors or team, again, guides, ancestors, whatever you want to call it, have almost guided them as if to say, hey, look, this is how you feel during the separation. This is how you feel knowing that, you've completely cut off this connection or completely sabotaged the connection. Actually, this connection is something that could be very abundant for you. This is a connection where there is stability. This is a connection where there is that sense of kind of homeliness or family, and definitely with the Judgment, I always look at the Judgment now as almost like a message from the universe, right? So they definitely followed their intuition. They're seeing now actually that there is a great deal of stability here in this connection. There's almost a fear of commitment here, I want to say, because Ten of Pentacles is definitely like the home life, the family, a couple of dogs, let's go for a nice walk, that kind of vibe. Let's get a Sunday roast, sit in front of the TV, pop Netflix on, put a good film on, glass of wine, job done. But there was almost a sense of fear around that as well. So there's definitely been heartbreak here on the masculine side, as well as trauma from their past. Now over here we have the Eight of Wands with the Five of Swords. So communication coming in somewhere. And the Five of Swords, I feel, is the feminine's energy. Feeling as though they're kind of like having to watch their back. They don't trust this masculine. They don't trust him. And to be honest, if they genuinely sabotage the connection and there was an element of betrayal or untrustworthiness here, and almost like a slow decline, which is even more painful than like an abrupt end, right? It's no wonder the feminine doesn't trust the masculine. Tell me more about the Empress, please. Judgment. Okay. They've definitely been guided to head towards the Empress. Okay, yeah, look. The World, Three of Pentacles. Their intuition has guided them back towards this feminine. Again, a new perspective has been gained here. They have followed their intuition. Their intuition has strongly been advising them or guiding them, whether that is through signs and synchronicities, whether that is through dreams, whether that is through songs and lyrics. There's so many different ways in which our spiritual team try and deliver these messages to us without completely freaking us the fuck out. Because imagine you open your front door, no, not even your front door actually, because that could be that could actually happen. All right, I don't know, You open your eyes, you're asleep, you open your eyes and a figure stood beside you going, hey, listen, you should really get back in contact with that person because actually they're very significant for your future and they're going to help you move forward. You would die, you know, you stand and there's like this ghostly figure stood there. They can't do that. They certainly can't just, you know, just pop in your ear and give you the message or deliver you the message. They can't use electronics. They can't send you a text message. So the way they deliver these messages to you are through stuff like dreams that are very significant. Dreams where you wake up and you just instantly know, hey, that wasn't a dream. Like I have a client who I visit for through work in my 3D job, who often dreams of his nan that's passed away about 2 years ago now. And every time he tells me these dreams and he's so excited to tell me about them, and I'm, you know, I love to hear them because it's a visitation. And I said to him, you know, near the beginning, you know that's your nan coming to visit you, to tell you, to show you I'm okay or I'm still around you. And the dreams that he has about her are so significant. And he's like, well, what does that mean? And I'm like it's so obvious. Like a dream he had recently, he said, I was walking through town and my nan was literally just behind me. And I kept turning around and saying, hey, nan, like, keep up. Why are you going so slow? And they were laughing with each other. And he was like, what do you think that means? And I said, you know, that's her way of saying, I'm always just there right behind you. I'm always going to be supporting you. I've not gone anywhere, you know? So very significant dreams. And I know I'm kind of going off the mark here, but dreams are big. Dreams are real. Yeah, you can have, I mean, trust me, I've had some really random fucked up dreams that don't mean a thing. They probably do deep down, but you know what I mean. There's dreams that you have that you just can't question. They're significant. You've had a visitation, or, you know, a lot of people who I've known in the past have been able to like astral travel and stuff. Astral traveling is so, it's incredible. It's incredible to do if you can't do it. But also speaking with those people, it's like they say, like, it felt real. I felt like it was there, like I was there in the moment. You are there, your soul is there. But you come back and you're kind of like, you know, when you wake up sometimes and it's like you're jolted awake, like you're feeling like you're just falling off a building or something. That is your soul re-entering your body once you've finished that dream state. When you're in that dream state, your soul kind of floats to another astral plane. Anyway, I'm going off mark here, so let me shut the fuck up and just carry on with the reading, because I know a lot of you are probably thinking, Natalie, shut up. We know this. Empress. Guided back to the Empress. Because, why? Because they are the way forward. This connection is the way forward. Three of Pentacles, very worky, very much working in collaboration. And I'm not on about a music video. This is more of a, we're working together. We're going to be on the same page. We're going to know where we stand in each other's lives. We're not going to betray one another. We're not going to do anything that may upset the other person's feelings. No, this is genuinely two people committed to love one another, respect one another, and honour each other's boundaries, right? That's what they've been guided to do. Tell me more about the Hanged Man in reverse, please. Tell me more about the Hanged Man in reverse. Queen of Cups. Oh, I love it when a story comes together. Isn't that just beautiful? Queen of Cups, a new perspective that they've gained on the situation, on the feminine, is actually that the feminine is genuinely a Queen of Cups. So there could have been questions, and it could have, again, triggered by past trauma, triggered by past relationships that perhaps ended very badly, or, you know, they were betrayed in some way or manipulated in some way, or, you know, there's an element of them not trusting love, not trusting their feelings, right? So the new perspective they've gained here not only is the fact that this is a very spiritual, special, divine connection, but the Queen of Cups is exactly who they claim to be. There was no falseness there. There's no fakery. There's no fuckery. The Queen of Cups genuinely is the Queen of Cups. Now, I'm inclined to think maybe people they've dealt with in the past have shown up or presented themselves as a Queen of Cups, but you know, slowly the mask started falling off, and it, you know, it uncovered the fact that they were actually maybe a Seven of Swords energy, right? Sneaky, manipulative, game playing, selfish, backstabbing, etc., etc., etc. All the nice stuff, right? But yeah, it's almost like they're seeing this feminine for who they truly are, which is really lovely actually, because it's like they're seeing their soul rather than seeing the human body or the human aspects of them, right? They're seeing directly into their soul. There's like an understanding of actually who the feminine is to them and why they were brought into their lives. So a huge lesson here, huge spiritual awakening, huge spiritual lesson. With the magician being here as well, this is something that they've actually manifested. Whether they are aware of that or not, I'm not too sure. But we do this a lot where, you know, we go through really difficult relationships or situations even in life. And, you know, unconsciously we think, man, I'd really like to meet somebody who was just like me, who, you know, really valued love the way I do, who I could really trust, somebody who I feel is as kind as me, somebody who is as trustworthy as I am, etc., etc., right? I really wish I could meet that person. I would love to meet a person like that and settle down and perhaps, you know, have the nice family, safe, homely kind of life. So they've manifested it. Unconsciously, I want to say. I don't think they're even aware of how powerful your thoughts can be. Especially when, and the first most basic rule of the law of attraction is, what it is you want to manifest, you put it out to the universe and you let it go. You don't stress over it, you don't obsess over it, you don't constantly think about it, you don't try and manipulate it of how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, etc., etc. You put it out and you let it do its thing, right? You place your order, universe goes, we've got your order. We may or may not let you know when it's going to be dispatched, but you'll know when it arrives. Right? That's what's happened here. Tell me more about the Lovers, please. It's like, oh, I forgot to say the Six of Cups was at the bottom of the deck as well. So this is definitely a past life connection, which it wouldn't surprise me if this was like a twin flame relationship, right? These people, the masculine and the feminine have met before in a previous life. There's past life memories here. Okay. Oh, all right. Okay. Yeah, get it. Right. So, I don't know if I can show this because I think I've already shown it, but the people on this card are naked. Hence why I've like very badly drawn with a black marker over the smaller ones, but I haven't done it on this one. So you know what the Lovers card is, right? I'm not going to put it up to the camera because I'll probably get banned on YouTube. But actually, let me see if I can find the Lovers because I need to show you the comparison. There we go. Oh my God. I've just seen the terrible clothing I've put on. Anyway. Oh dear. Anyway, look, this is why I wanted to show you, because the comparison, right? Look at the cards. Okay, we see Lovers. This is the Lovers. This is a gift from the universe. This is a divine connection. This is very special. This is almost divinely set up or orchestrated for, you know, the chance of these two meeting, for them to help each other move forward, right? The Devil is very similar, but it's toxic. There's trauma bonding here. There is ego. There is well, yeah, it's not a healthy relationship, basically. Okay, these two are bounded to one another. Now, very similar in the illustrations, but this is more natural. This is more free. This is more divine. This one is more of a, we're going to trigger the fuck out of each other, and it's going to end very badly, probably to the point where we both block one another and we never speak to each other ever again, right? Okay, so now I've shown you the similarities, let me show you what's come out with that. So the devil came out to clarify that Lover's card, okay? So as well as the Two of Swords in reverse. Now, I want to say the Two of Swords here, I mean, it could have been both the masculine and feminine's energy, but I'm picking up very feminine energy here from the Two of Swords in reverse, okay? So it does seem as though perhaps when these two first initially met or were exploring the connection or dating, whatever you want to call it, there was a sense here of them not understanding why there was why the feelings were so intense and why they triggered each other so badly, or why it felt so toxic, you know? When you're just with somebody and like just everything they do triggers you and you don't know why, because actually you care about them deeply, you have a lot of love for them, but they trigger the fuck out of you. So to another point, you can't be with them because they bring out a very horrible, toxic, negative side to you, right? There was almost like something was misconstrued here, or there was miscommunication or misunderstanding because of the intensity of the connection, and perhaps because, and I'm not putting all the blame on the masculine here, but they do seem to have sabotaged it because of a lot of past trauma. It rolled into more of a devil toxic kind of relationship, more than what the relationship really was supposed to be. Does that make sense to you? Two of Swords in reverse, like I said, very feminine, very feminine. So I feel as though the feminine picked up quite quickly that something wasn't quite right, or there was something going on in the masculine's energy. We saw the Four of Swords, which is like a withdrawal. So perhaps the masculine was refusing to be emotionally vulnerable. Perhaps the masculine was, withdrawing their energy and, maybe even unconsciously. Maybe they weren't aware they were doing it. But the feminine was aware. The feminine picked up on it, which then caused them to become anxious. And that's when you get the anxious attachment styles. I beg you to say that. Yeah, the anxious attachment styles, and the trauma bonds, etc., etc. You trigger each other, the toxicity comes out. It's not good, but it's almost like one initially triggered the other, and because that one was triggered, they then triggered that one. So there was just like a whole bunch of triggering and fuckery, basically. That's definitely what I'm getting from these cards here. They were brought into each other's lives for a divine reason, for a very special spiritual reason, but they misunderstood whether it was because they didn't really understand each other, or didn't understand each other's boundaries, or trauma, or stuff like that. Perhaps they weren't ready to meet. I don't know. But that's what I'm seeing here. One triggered the other because they were triggered, they then triggered that person. So it was all like a bloody merry-go-round. Freaking, what's it? Magic, the magic roundabout. I don't know why I'm quoting the magic roundabout, but there you go. It was just like constant triggering, constant probably arguments, constant toxicity, which wasn't good. That's probably when things came to an abrupt end here. Okay, but there's a new perspective here, remember. So I'm hoping that toxicity has been squashed. Okay, death has been clarified by the Seven of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. Didn't I say I wouldn't be surprised if the Five of Pentacles came out here? Right. Yeah, so the Death and the Wheel of Fortune was obviously symbolising the fact that there was going to be, or was supposed to be, complete death and a rebirth of the way somebody was moving through life, the way they were operating, the way they viewed the world, or they viewed love and romance and relationships, right? but, and I feel strongly it's the masculine's energy, very defensive. There's a blocking of the heart chakra here, with that wand covering, and a 5 of Pentacles. So not only did they self-sabotage the connection, withdraw their own energy, because we saw that with the 4 of Swords, there's an element of them leaving the feminine in the cold, completely freezing them out, which is quite brutal, to be honest. To go from experiencing this intense connection to then all of a sudden being made to feel as though the other person has no emotion towards you, there's no feelings there, there's no sadness, no remorse, no regret, is brutal. It's very brutal, and I'm speaking from experience there. It's hard, it's difficult, it causes a lot of pain, it causes a lot of hurt, it causes more trauma for the person experiencing that, okay? So that's what happened here. There was supposed to be a complete death and rebirth of the current cycle both individually were on, but all that happened here actually was a sabotage of the connection because of fear, and then people's feelings being hurt, like, quite badly, which is obviously not good, right? Tell me more about this Wheel of Fortune, please. Knight of Wands. Give me one more, please. Tee. Why did I just tee-hee? Did you hear that? I literally went tee-hee. Because this one literally just flew out at me. All right, we have Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Wheel of Fortune is being clarified here by the Knight of Wands. So the brand new cycle, the wheel turning in your favor, the good karma that's been accumulated. We have a masculine energy showing up, very full of energy. I want to say full of excitement, full of charisma. This is very much a flirtatious kind of vibe here. This is a masculine coming in to pursue you, to almost sweep you off your feet. There's passion here. There's a lot of passion, a lot of energy here. The moon in reverse. The moon upright is speaking about things not being brought to light, things being left unsaid, things being left covered up, not spoken about. So it's almost like, and we did see the withdrawal, we see the 5 of Pentacles, we saw the brutal ending. If there was no clarity on why perhaps the masculine stepped away or withdrew, or what their intentions are moving forward, that's all going to change here with the moon being in reverse. It's almost like they come back in like a completely new person, because with the moon being here, if the moon was upright, for instance, right, this is somebody who's not really being open with their thoughts or their feelings. It brings about confusion. So if you're getting someone withdrawing, go into 4 of Swords mode, 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords, they're not going to, well, 99% of the time, they're not going to be honest and open and truthful with you. They're not going to communicate with you or want to speak to you or clarify anything or like give you closure, right? But yeah, now it's like you got to know all the things. You know exactly how they're feeling. You know exactly what their intentions are. It's like an element of them like no longer holding back, and it's because of this new perspective they've gained on the feminine and on the connection itself. So like a whole new energy coming back in to pursue the feminine in this connection. What's my battery saying? Let's just have a look. 12%. Sorry guys, I turned because I'm an idiot. Right, okay. Right, the masculine's gained a new perspective, 100%. They know now what or who the feminine is to them. They know what the connection was kind of brought into their life for. There's almost an element of them being grateful for the lessons and the journey, because they have gained that whole new perspective on a lot of things. The feminine is pissed. The feminine's not happy. The feminine has a lot to say. So So, I'll tell you what, let's look into the feminine energy. Why not? I've got 12% battery left, so I'm going to rinse that. just to get an insight into the feminine's energy. Tell me more about the feminine's energy in regards to the masculine reapproaching or getting back in communication with them. Tell me about the feminine energy, please. Two of Wands in reverse. Go on then. Lovers. Shocker. Give me one more, please. Knight of Pentacles. That was literally there before, wasn't it? Okay. Two of Wands in reverse. Not much thinking. Lovers. Obviously, acknowledging the fact that it is a special divine relationship. Knight of Pentacles. So an element of wanting to take things slowly. Okay, King of... Oh, there's that Six of Cups. Give me one for Knight. Okay, did you see that? Sometimes they literally just fly out. I love it. Right, Two of Wands in reverse is being clarified by the King of Wands. Now this is a feminine's perspective as to the masculine reapproaching or re-pursuing or wanting another chance at love with them, right? Two of Wands in reverse is being clarified by the King of Wands. Okay. It's almost like the feminine doesn't even have a lot of time to really think or overthink or question the masculine's intention, because the masculine's coming in like guns blazing, like literally if you didn't or haven't had communication from this person for a long time, or even if you are in communication or you have been communicating, it's been very kind of small amounts of communication. You don't really hear a lot from them, and when you do, it's very kind of standard. It's like all of a sudden now they want to talk to you like all the time. All the time. It's very mature as well. Like it... with the Two of Wands being here in reverse, it's like the feminine's not going to have a lot of time to overthink or even question the masculine's intention, because the masculine's is there already. Like the feminine thinks something and the masculine's already there. The feminine doesn't even have to say anything, and the masculine's like, hey, listen, I know that perhaps you're a bit wary, or you're a little bit scared to open up to me again, but I want to, I'm here to do things right this time. I'm going to show you. Very mature. Very mature. Again, I can't show the Lovers card because they're naked, but that is being clarified by the Six of Cups. Again, the past life connection. So the thing is, when you're dealing with a connection so powerful, so spiritual, so divine, it's quite difficult to not want to or not have curiosity towards the connection itself. And what I mean by that is, despite the pain, despite the heartbreak, if one was to communicate with the other, it almost sparks the element of curiosity of, what could be, what could have been if things didn't go wrong, what could the future look like if I did start to show up, so it's like when they do come back into communication, or there's that element of, hey, are we gonna re-explore the connection? Again, not a lot of time to think, because the masculine's already there reassuring the feminine, but the connection is just so special that it's not something that can just be, no, I'm done, see ya. It's kind of hard to explain. The Knight of Pentacles is being clarified by the Seven of Cups. Okay. So from the feminine's perspective here, there's going to be questions. They're going to be wary. They are going to have their guard up, but we see the masculine almost reassuring the feminine of their intentions, and they're very much ready to show up and to meet their words with actions. Okay. Obviously we see here the feminine revisiting, I want to say, because also the Six of Cups is reminiscing, it's nostalgia, it's how things once were, how I once felt when I was with this person, you know? So there's a lot of feelings being resurfaced here when they're back in contact. But with the Knight of Pentacles being clarified by the Seven of Cups, there's definitely an energy, whether the feminine speaks of this or, you know, it's put across in the way that they respond, or, you know, the masculine picks up on this fact that they need to take things slowly here. Because it does seem as though the Seven of Cups being here, this connection in the past wasn't prioritized. It's a very masculine energy within the Seven of Cups card. So it does seem as though the masculine had a lot of cups that had to kind of be filled here. And I don't mean like romantically. It's not like they were playing the field or anything. But there's more of the masculine had a lot on their plate and they couldn't fully show up for the connection in the past. So there's an element from the feminine as if to say, listen, you hurt me badly in the past. We saw that with the Ten of Swords. We saw that with the Five of Pentacles. You didn't prioritize me. You didn't prioritize my feelings. You were actually quite an arse to me. So yes, I do, you know, really respect the fact that this connection is something special. And I respect and appreciate the fact that you're trying to show up correctly. You're trying to make things right where perhaps in the past you made things wrong. But if we move fast, I'm going to freak the fuck out and I'm probably going to sabotage myself. Right? So yeah, almost an element of, if you mean it, show me. And the only way you're going to build that trust with me is through time. So you have to take things slow here. So I can see the feminine almost like accepting them coming back in. But it's more on the basis, it's like, hey, listen, sign this contract. These are the terms and the conditions. You sign it, right? There's terms and conditions, basically. If you're coming in, or if you come in, you're staying. None of this coming and going. We see that a lot. We see that a lot, especially in twin flame connections. Obviously, you have the runner, we have the chaser. And they both kind of become one or the other through that twin flame dynamic, right? But if we're speaking about union here, we're seeing them coming back into union after separation, after learning, growing, healing. You come and you stay. You don't keep walking out that door. You don't keep messing around. You don't keep, you know, sabotaging. You respect the boundaries. You respect the feelings. You respect the other person fully. So, right, 52 minutes, blimey. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to go any further. Well done if you've made it this far into the reading, because that's a long bloody reading. Thank you all for being here. Again, don't forget my 11:11 readings are available. And if you book this evening, what time is it? Oh shit, it's only 10 o'clock. Okay, if you book this evening or tomorrow morning-ish, you're almost guaranteed to get that reading by tomorrow evening. But I do state on the readings that there's a 48-hour turnaround period. Okay, so yeah, thank you all for being here and I'll speak to you real soon. Take care. Bye.